Hello everyone, welcome back for some more OC World Cup group stages. My name is Bay, and I'm joined by a man who needs no introduction, but the one and only Doomsday. How's it going, Doomsday?
It's going good, man, going good. Relieved after earlier, to be honest.
Yeah, congratulations on your win against China. 5-2 performance, showing the UK being as strong as everyone expected. How did you feel about the match?
I think it went really well, actually. I'm pretty happy with the some of the runs we got, with it being a bit early. Some people were a bit groggy, but I think we pulled through pretty well against, well, I mean, a team like China. You can't really complain with a good win against them. Pretty happy with how it went.
So now, having beaten China and the Czech Republic, the high seed and the mid seed in your group, leaving you only to place Slovakia later, they're putting in a pretty good step for getting out of groups, which is obviously, I think, expected for you guys. But I mean, you must be happy with your performance.
Well, yeah, we'll see how we go. I mean, with 2 wins out of 2, it's a good. We'll see how we go against Slovakia later, but yeah, you can't really complain, really. 2 wins, it's all good.
Yeah, better than 2 losses. Definitely. Well, let's talk about our matchup we've got now then. France versus Taiwan, Group F. This Taiwan's final match in the group, France's second, and so far has turned out to be a pretty interesting group.
God, I mean, as soon as the draw went live for this, everyone knew. You see the teams in this group, you knew it was going to be and that's how it's turned out for France, to be honest, because, well, as it stands, they have a bit of a mountain to climb because the way this group's worked out. I mean, Hong Kong in this group has, I don't want to say surprised, because they really haven't. They've always been good in groups, and they've done it again. And now, because Hong Kong at the moment, they have a win against France, a really big one as well, and a win against Mexico, which puts them in the driving seat at the moment. It's all up for France now to try and bring something back, as they are 1 loss with 2 matches left.
Yeah, France was, well, pretty well remembered from last year, not making it out of the group stages, and it was a big upset, I think, seeing France not getting out into that qualifying rounds. But this year they found themselves in a really tough group, and now they have to win both their remaining games in order to qualify. They have to beat Taiwan at least 5-2. If Taiwan take 3 points off them, then France can't even qualify, which is just crazy. So it shows the real competition in this group, and they've got a really good lineup. I mean, I'll let you talk. I think we should talk about the teams now and actually the rosters that they're bringing, because there's quite a few changes from the previous years. So why don't you go and tell us about the 2 teams? Yeah,
I mean, the French team, there's a lot of returning names from last year, of course. Like the likes of Poon, Nero, Musty all returning, as well as Ryzen as well. All these players have done well in a community tournament, and certainly have the capability. There's a few new names backing up that roster now, like some Muha, Oxia, Electro Firewall stepping in on this one. The thing is, with their core squad they should be... they're definitely in with a chance of pulling off this, well, it's miraculous. But Taiwan as well are in a similar boat. They have 4 people returning as well from their previous outing. With Shield, Flask, Riser all returning, along with the likes of Zane and Drizzle Rain, new names coming into the... So both teams, a mix of experience and new names. Honestly, on paper, I think they're very well matched in terms of the players they have. But the thing is, at the moment, Taiwan in the driving seat, they have 2 wins to the name right now. It's up to France to try and bring it back. And I'm going to gather this is the Taiwanese warm-up.
Well, if it's the first warm-up, which I believe it... Well, I'm not sure. If it is the first warm-up, then this would be France's. But it doesn't seem like a France song or anything like that, so you might be right there.
Mapped by Flask. I'll take a wild guess.
Okay, yeah. I think that's the other way. Flask mapping. This would be a Taiwanese warm-up for sure. Yeah, I think the big thing about France is that they have their core roster of Poon, Musty, Nero. These guys are excellent at really high difficulty maps, which doesn't really complement their skill set when they're in the group stage, and also why they do seem to struggle in these earlier stages. The consistency on the lower star maps maybe isn't there.
Yeah, that's what caused them some problems last year. I mean, with the group they have this year, you can't really begrudge them. They got the short end of the stick, but they have the players that can do well on these early stage. Players like Musty have excellent, just consistent accuracy, which is extremely important in these early group stage matches where you have a lot of accuracy wars. But it really has been just that low-end consistency that has stunted them. But no doubt, once they get into the harder pools, France really start stepping up. They always have.
I just got to get out of groups. That's just the one thing they seem to be failing to do. Their Achilles heel. There we go. Taiwanese warm-up completed. C's all around.
Oh, that B though.
Yeah, Shield and Muha. At least 2 of the players have turned up. That's a good start.
It's a pretty wacky warm-up. The best kind of warm-ups. I mean, a lot of people look at the Taiwanese roster, and people will say, "Oh, there's no HFIC."
No HFIC. We can always believe, right? We can believe for the comeback.
Yeah, let's come back to us in a ray of light. But like, even though those 2 are undoubtedly like massively important, it's the new generation that has stepped up. The likes of Flask, the likes of Riser and Shield have done just as much work in the same teams as those guys in the previous tournaments. And they did really well last year, even without those names. And I think it's supposed to see it again this year.
Finishing 5th or 6th, getting knocked out in that place. It's really impressive stuff. And as you said, the Taiwanese roster is definitely not short of big. Well, I think we're going to see the French warm-up now, and this one's mapped by Mr. Zom, so we're seeing the maps from the players, which is always great. Always good fun to see stuff like this as warm-ups.
I think we've heard this song like 10 times now.
I don't think this is going to be a very long warm-up.
Epiphany. It actually looks like Nero, does it now? Nero face reveal.
I'm kind of curious what the background's going to be. It's a 3-second map, and I think we've listened to it for about 30. This is like those multi-lobbies you get into where they take so long to change the song and then they pick something that's like 30 seconds long and take 2 minutes to start, and you've listened to it 4 times, just sat there going crazy.
Yeah. Like, so you got put this just 10-second map and you got someone in the lobby that downloads at like 5 kilobits per second. It's just like...
Look at this background. This is the high quality warm-ups we come to expect in the World Cup.
Thing is, does this
all the players
like
are off sync because this song is so short. They're all off sync as well.
Oh my goodness!
Shield coming through.
Oh, FC's 89% FC. Yes.
Oh, the 1/100 from Muha and Sheena.
Actually, no, 69% FC. Actually,
69%.
My favorite one all weekend.
Some good old Ming-Ak there on the 3-second map. That's some high quality stuff. That's really set a tone for how this match is going to be, and I'm really looking forward to this one. Question is can France pull out the bag?
That is the question. No doubt, they are a very good team, but they do need to pull something out here. As we said earlier, the permutations really is against Taiwan and in the next match against Mexico. Oh, wait.
Sorry, Poon just rolled 100.
Whoa. There's triple-digit rolls, though.
Some intimidation factor.
You get a point for that. Come on.
just win the match instantly. You roll 100, you just win.
Yeah. It's like you just top deck Exodia or something. Yeah. As I was saying about the permutations, they can't afford to drop any more than 2 maps in their next 2 matches. They need to either 5-0 Mexico and 5-2 Taiwan, or drop 1 map against each and win, or 5-0 Taiwan, 5-2 Mexico. They need some really big performances, need big wins. Otherwise, they are going home. As for Taiwan, they have 2 wins under the belt. a win here will see them top the group, no questions asked.
First ban coming in then from Taiwan. They're banning out Hidden 2, which is Pendulum Crush, the AR8 Hidden map. They believe they banned this earlier against Hong Kong, so obviously not feeling comfortable on that low approach rate Hidden. France will follow up banning Hard Rock 2, which is Harlequin, the streamier Hard Rock. I believe a map that Taiwan did pick in the match against Mexico, so obviously not feeling comfortable taking on the Taiwanese.
It's one of the trickier ones, Haley. Taiwan doing well on it, then you really wouldn't want to chance it again. That, and it's also incredibly tough to accuracy, that map as well, in particular. As for Crush, it's the AR8 ban. But France have some very good AR8 players, and they did have a 4-way FC, I believe, in a previous map on that.
Oof, that is a scary thing to see. I'd definitely be in France's shoes here, banning away Harlequin.
Terrifying. They did extremely well on it for sure.
First pick then coming from France is going to be Nano Dreamcatcher. Now this is a pick I actually expected from Taiwan, but they picked it in both their matches already, but they've always opted it as a sort of a finishing pick, picking it as their last map of the match. So France obviously feeling confident. They have a very good no-mod roster, Poon and Musty and Nero as their core. Very high accuracy and consistency, and perfect for this kind of match.
Even though this is a consistency map, well, I would call it that, it's got some elements to it that are quite tricky to be consistent on. For a few sort of elongated sliders, you sort of have to follow them, otherwise you can drop slider ends and drop back. Really rough in the group stage to do that. But it also has a bunch of cut streams throughout, especially in the choruses, and those can be tricky. You have to time them extremely well to not just slip up. You see a lot of people choking on those parts in particular.
Yeah, and I think if you miss the first cut stream, it can sometimes knock your confidence in the future ones. You're like, oh no, I really need to focus on my aim, make sure I get this right, and then it can either lead to dropping accuracy, as you said, which is super important at this point. Going to see Muha come in to finish out the France roster. For Taiwan, they're going to throw in Shield, Sheena, Noriko, GF, MRT, and Ryza as their starting lineup.
An old guard lineup there for Taiwan. All 4 players have played in this before, know what they're doing. On this first map, that's really handy to have. Confidence, I'd imagine, would be exuded from that 4 players.
So like have
France as well.
Yeah, France, definitely a really solid roster. As you said, Muha the only new player in that start. Quickly as the match starts then, prediction for this match, who's going to win?
Oof. God, I mean, to be honest, I want to see France win just so this group goes down to the wire. But we'll see. It's hard to call this one. It could easily go anyway.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to say Taiwan. I just don't see France taking down the Giants. I'd love to see it, as you said. If France, the thing is even if France 1-5-3, it's still not enough for them to qualify, and that would just be even more heartbreaking. Nice slow intro to ease the players in. Maybe this is why France has picked this. It gives them a chance to, the first map, your adrenaline's at the highest. A nice slow intro to get yourself going. But the song will pick up shortly.
Here's where the cut streams come in though. See if it starts splitting them up in the first chorus here.
We will see a miss. Shield going to drop on that first cut stream. Early advantage over to the French side. I think this is exactly what they're going to need. If they can get themselves that first point, they can put themselves in a really good position. Especially when it's their own pick.
Just the one break on the cut stream. Last little jump here. Good early start here for France. Solid start from all of them. Just Shield with that unfortunate break, really.
Another thing that's really important about missing those cut streams on this map is it tanks your accuracy. You see every player who hasn't broken. You know, they're 99.6 and above. They're all like one or two 100s. Where Shield is at 98.5, and that's really bringing his score down. You see everyone rocking 300k. And actually, there was a miss from Riser, which I didn't see. So actually, 2 breaks from the Taiwanese side.
They must broke around the same point. Yeah, Shield. This bit's relatively calm as well. Time to back up that score. Not a lot until the next chorus, where the cut streams come in again with the jump spikes. Jump spikes a little bit more tougher in the final 2 choruses, just by a bit.
Wouldn't be a beat map without some jump spikes, huh?
Yeah, 2018, everything's gotta have jumps in it. Cut stream. Everyone gets it.
And a 3rd miss from Taiwan. Sheena gonna drop. And this is Francis just bringing it home at this point.
Yeah, Sheena broke twice actually there. I mean, 4 FCs to 1. 3 FCs to 1.
The only SS left on the board on the hands of Muha for France. Can they lock it out? Oh, Nero breaks, so no 4-man FC. Another break from Sheena, and this is pretty much over.
Ending flourish. A very solid win. Just what France needed. A good win. Very strong. But I don't want to say anything about that bottom left player.
Nothing to see there.
Nah.
Nobody look at the bottom left. Okay, we can look now. Nice SS, Muha. Well played from him. And well played from France.
The perfect start that they needed here. And that is a very, very solid SS there for Muha. His teammates as well, bringing it up with excellent accuracies as well. Just 1 100 and 2 100s in a 50 from the Poon and Musty. Good pick for them.
Big rip for Riser. That 1 miss, 0 100, 0 50.
Oh, it's tragedy, that is.
That's painful. It's just real painful.
Oh.
But a pick that has always gone Taiwan's way is now in the hands of France. And, well, Taiwan do have a chance to fight back.
Only early days. They have plenty more picks where they've been strong on in the past. But on the consistency pick, France showing their consistency. That's exactly what they need.
Where do you expect Taiwan to go from here? Potential for a free mod pick?
I think it'd be a good shout. They have a lot of mod specialists on that team. And the 2 free mods are relatively safe, I'd say. For both Hard Rock and Hidden Play. But no, they're going to be going for some DT. That's
DT1. Oh, sorry, yeah, you're right, it's DT2. Hane no Naki Cho, the more finger control-y style DT map of the 2. The lower BPM at 215, but definitely in the comfort range of all the players. This is interesting. Yeah, somewhat older style, but also quite interesting. I would have expected France to have been more on the DT train than Taiwan. We saw them, France pick both the DT maps in their other match against Hong Kong. Admittedly, they lost both picks, so they may have lost confidence in the DT, but I did expect France to be the ones to pick the DT.
I think, to be honest, both DTs are actually quite comfy for both. I figure both of them would be eyeing them up. Although, yeah, France was leaning towards them much more heavily. Taiwan are going to be perfectly fine on this, I think.
Apologies that the stars at the top of the screen haven't been updated. The score is currently 1-0 to France. Hopefully we can get that fixed shortly.
We saw a couple new names join us. We're seeing Zane join in for the Taiwanese team. Electrofire joining for France here.
That core French roster of Poon, Musty and Nero. Do you think we'll see much substitution of those 3 during this match?
I don't think so. Those 3 are sort of the 3 backbones of the team. I think that 4th slot is very much a utility for the specialists. I think we'll see quite a bit of Ryzen, Ryzen being a Really good no-mod player. Probably come in for a lot of this stuff. But those three, can't see him changing unless for the really weird picks. Which, I mean, there's no Crush. And the Harlequin ban, don't think we'll see much change.
Good start from all 8 players then. No issues with the early doubles or quads. And we're into the slightly speed up section now. No one's showing signs of breaking.
Yep, very close. Even on the ACK front, just 5k of ACK difference. Splitting them up.
Only 5k points. Yeah, France with a slight lead. Mainly down to Zayn dropping his accuracy, but Ryza will find the first miss. And France once again taking an early advantage.
That was the SS as well that broke. The SS player on the Taiwanese side. He's not having much luck with that high hack one miss, is he? At least on these early stages. Next chorus here. No doubles and first streams. Still just the one break.
Okay, everyone making it through okay as we go into the solo.
Yeah, lots of doubles and quads here. This bit's really tricky on the finger control.
No issues though.
Yep. Just some act drop on Electrofire side, but he still can't. 4 FCs to 3 as we enter the final chorus here. The window is closing on a Taiwan comeback here.
Yeah, they're going to need 2 breaks from France, or maybe even 3, but given that score lead now upwards of about 400,000, it just doesn't seem feasible for a comeback, and France are going to steal away Taiwan's first pick. And, well, I'm starting to believe, Dooms, I'm starting to believe that France can make it. Maybe too soon.
It's still early days, but they needed a strong start. Because Taiwan had all the momentum. They've won 2. France needed to open this one up with a bang, and they have. And it starts out with that break with a 4-way FC with 3 99% scores, almost 4. Electrofire very nearly getting 99. I don't think, has there been a team with more score on this map? Because those accuracies are incredible for this map.
Yeah, it's actually a really incredible performance from France. They've really turned up to this one. Poon with the 2 100s. Ryza also 2 100s and the 1 miss. If Ryza can just stop missing, and Taiwan would be right back in this. It's really unfortunate when this happens.
Yeah, it's unlucky. Happens to everyone. Plenty of time yet. And I think even with those accuracies, it didn't even matter on that.
France starting dominant. It's their pick again. Do you think more no mod? Or do you think they'll be like, oh, actually, our DT's not too bad, and go for the other DT map? Which they can't do because it was banned, wasn't it? Oh, no, it wasn't. No. They can play the other DT map.
Yeah, they can do. It's quite different to that one, but with them picking the DTs in the past, I wouldn't be surprised to see it. Going straight into another DT might be a good shot. But Taiwan did do well on this. They did have 3 FCs. At the moment, though, with their consistency being on point, it might be a good idea to go for some of those longer maps. Maybe even a Clock Strikes pick wouldn't be a bad shout.
They did ban out Hard Rock, so if they're not feeling comfortable on the mod in general, then Clock Strikes may not be where they want to go. But the style of Hard Rock maps between Harlequin and Clock Strikes, they are very different maps.
Yeah, Clock Strikes it's very, even for like a Hard Rock map, it's quite simple. But maybe they just don't want to play it. But I think it might be a decent pick for them, to be honest. But they're not going for it.
They're going to stick with their no mod and rewrite Terrorism, the 280 BPM alternation style map will be their next selection.
Gotta go fast. 280 BPM. Question is, who's single tapping? Who's stepping up?
One thing I will mention about the match earlier between yourself and China is you're a single tap player and you rewrite terrorism. This kind of BPM is you love this, right? But you were SSing, and then there was that one stream after the break where you decided to alternate and you dropped like 3 100s. And I was like, yep, that's what you get for alternating.
It's like that. The thing is, with that stream, it's like, I single tap it, but I alternate that stream because it's quite long. So I should have single tapped it.
Should have single tapped it. But I guess better a couple of 100s than a miss, right? A reminder for everyone that France need to win this match 5-2 if they hope to stay in the World Cup. They started out great, and time for them to make it 3-0. A long spinner at the start.
Some lost stops here as well. Ryzen coming in for this nomad. GFM coming in as well.
Saw a very early break from Musty, only about 10 combo in. Shouldn't mean too much if there's breaks from the Taiwanese side. A 4-way FC is super unlikely on a map like this. You can pretty much break at any point. Difficulty of the map constant from start to finish.
Might have just been some early, just getting used to the speed and the style. We saw some of that from Shield as well. He got a bit of back, but he's still holding, putting them in the lead.
Definitely found his feet now and on his way, but the accuracy side from Taiwan, other than Shield who's down under 98, it's looking incredible. 3 players upwards of 99.75. Not matched by a single French player.
Ryzen breaks.
That one's gonna hurt. They're rapidly approaching the halfway mark and no breaks from Taiwan, giving them a fairly substantial score lead, which is only going to grow.
Not going to get too far away, but the longer this goes on, the bigger that score lead's going to grow. It's knocking 150k here. And they see at the break now where they stand.
The SS was dropped on the side of Taiwan, but the 4-man full combo putting them in a really good spot.
Oh, the 100.
And Raisin breaks. At least it was Ryzen and not the other 3 members of France, but they really need breaks from Taiwan and soon.
Yep, final chorus. Again, consistent in the style, not a lot changes, and at the moment Taiwan have been extremely consistent on this style. Not looking good for France. They need breaks and they need more than one player to drop now.
I think it's too late at this point. The final slither of map will be Taiwan's first point in this match. And every point that Taiwan scores is crushing to France's hopes of getting out of groups. Big spin to round it out. I think Ryzen miss the spinner?
I think he did. I think he just didn't spin it.
I think he knew, and yeah. Unfortunate for France, Taiwan will get themselves on the board.
Musty with that reverse choke special. With the act though as well. Joint best act in the room, apart from that 50.
Yeah, Poon and Zane, 99.69. Flask as well, 99.24. GFMRT, 99% as well. Really good accuracy across the board, but it was down to the misses on the side of France. Can't do much about a four-man FC.
No, that's just Taiwan just flexing right now on that. And that's rough. France can't afford to drop any more than one more point now if they want to get out of the group. But the way they've been playing, certainly not over yet. That was just a ridiculous Taiwan performance just to keep them at bay. Unfortunately, that pick didn't work out too well for France. Taiwan have the reins here. Still 2 no-mods left. Oh wow, okay, they're going to be going for clock strikes then. Taiwan going for that.
They did pick this earlier against Hong Kong. I don't remember if they won it or not, but I can have a quick look. They did indeed, so being in Hong Kong, which is a very scary team, on a map like this puts them in a good stead. Definitely feeling confident about it as that match was played earlier. Not sure how the French roster will stand on a map like this.
Well, earlier on, their consistency seemed pretty good. And on that last one, they did well in terms of consistency as well. And this, it truly is a consistency pick. It's hard rock, but the style's very simple. It's very comfortable, but it is quite long. It is the map where you can be on your merry way, hacking it just fine, and then you just drop a note here and there. It really is one of those maps. But with the consistency these two teams have been on, I think both of them will be thinking they should be okay on this. So yeah, with Taiwan being fresh on it from playing earlier, it makes sense for them to pick it, but I think this one could be quite close. Come down to the odd dodgy miss here and there.
As do so many matches in group stage. Real rough, just real knocks on confidence as well when you see the other team's 4-man full comboed, but your team's only 3-man full comboed and you were the player that missed. Starts putting doubt in your mind.
The group stage is one of the most brutal stages in this World Cup, just because like singular misses from 1 or 2 players can decide it's fine margins. And that's what the group stage is there for. It's there for the consistency test. But when you get matches like this, the 2 very strong teams, it becomes even more tense.
Especially when France are fighting for their lives.
Yep. It's up to them. We're seeing Electrofire stepping in on this one for Nero. Nero doesn't usually hold the kind of ack you may need in a matchup like this. So I guess he's stepping out for Electrofire here for that reason. Riser coming back in for GFMRT. And the way he was acking earlier, that's a good choice.
Yeah, Rise is actually definitely one of his strong suits. Just he's maybe taken a map out, reset his head, come back in hoping not going to miss this time. I think Clock Strikes was one of the first songs that I ever really played when I started playing OS. So this map has a lot of nostalgia for me, and I expect it could have a lot of nostalgia for some of the players as well.
It's a classic, it really is. It's a long one. It's a nerve-wracker. The start here for both teams. 2 SSs for France.
Yeah, and the accuracy lead in general for France as well. You can see Shield dropping down to low 98%, but actually Electrify down to 97. The score's getting very close again.
Just got the noses in front on me. But I suspect there's going to be a miss from at least one player in this game right now.
I've seen one 8-man FC in a match I commentated yesterday, and that was, that's some scary stuff when you see all 8 players full combo. So that was Canada-Germany, and I think it was the first map of the match as well.
Yeah.
Halfway through, no breaks just yet. Slight lead for Taiwan as we can see the buffering from Bancho, the 3,000 points. All that separates these two. Oh, and a break from Riser just before the halfway mark.
Oh no! That's brutal, and they see it at the break. They know what's up. Riser has had no luck this match.
See the smoke. Actually doesn't matter when it's a combo game.
Slow bit as well. France to get a little bit of score advantage here, but it's not going to be a lot.
That halfway break probably means that Riser won't be able to get more than probably about 700,000 points if he full combos the rest. And every single note the French team are hitting are pulling them in further and further away. Ooh, a break from Electrofire!
Oh, the whiff! 3 FCs to 3, Riser with a minor combo advantage, but they have a lot to make up.
This might come right down to the end. Another break would be the deciding factor here, but the final chorus.
One more and it's all over.
Taiwan are coming back.
100k and closing, but I don't think it's going to have enough time as it stands. But France need to hold on. A break from there and it's going to turn immediately. accuracies.
It's so insane. I don't think there's enough time. I think France will clinch this one. Into the spin, they've got to spin like crazy, but there's about 70,000 points and it's not going to happen. Shield with a little bit of lag, but it won't make the difference.
Nah.
France will win clock strikes.
They do get it. Going down to the wire. 3 FCs to 3 and the accuracies across the board. Beggars belief. 200s from the Poon, 500s from Musty, 3 100s from Ryzen, bringing it back after his choke. And ditto, Zane, Flask, and Shield as well, with excellent accuracies and combos. Still in it. France are not done yet. They do get the next pick.
I believe Shield actually hasn't submitted his score yet, so he might have disconnected right at the end of the match.
We'll see how it goes in the chat, but I mean, I don't think Shield could have possibly made that up at that point.
I want to give a quick shout out to Poon. The guy has full comboed every map so far with incredible accuracy, and he's really turned up today and doing a lot of work for the French side.
Yeah, he's the man. He's the tournament veteran more than any other in recent times for France. Players can be looking to him to spearhead things, and he's doing a good job so far. It has been very close. Taiwan have been trading blows. And like I say, if Taiwan get one more point, France's chances are in jeopardy.
And to confirm that, Shield did DC at the end of the map, which means it doesn't matter, and France will still get that point. So it's still 3-1. France actually, I believe, have won both picks from Taiwan. Been a real steal game, with France only winning their first pick.
Shield's game crashed the last spinner. Ouch.
And apparently Poon crashed as well, but I guess after the spinner.
That's rough. Actually, quite interesting fact about the Poon setup. The Poon, I believe, plays in Wine. He plays on a Linux, which surprised me when I first heard about it. He managed to get that running pretty well. It's very uncommon, especially at high level play.
I expect it just... He probably doesn't have that many technical difficulties running on Linux, so you don't have all the hundreds of thousands of processes that Windows gives you that slows your PC down.
Yeah, it's a hell of a lot more efficient for your system. Wonder how much frames he gets. But I don't know, like, I mean, I'm not terribly familiar with Linux, but it feels like getting Windows stuff to run on it would be a little bit inefficient, but maybe I'm wrong. Actually, I'm probably 100% wrong.
Next French pick then, Indifferences. Another no mod from the French side.
The technical no mod pick.
And my favourite map of the pool.
It is a good map. Well,
I love this map.
I think this one splits opinion a bit. I've heard some people saying they like it and others saying just ugh. But it's weird, and these maps are always going to do that.
Yeah, it has its gimmicks. So it's kind of a map broken into two parts. Your first part being these overlapping slider triple patterns, which once you get it down, they're not too bad, and they're actually very similar for all the patterns. But you can easily break at any point during them. And in the second half, this long slider jumpy section, which is, I think, just a quirk of the map, but all located on the bottom half of the screen, other than the high bells, which are on the top half, which is a really nice gimmick for the map. And I think it just plays really great.
I didn't actually realise that's how the mapping went with the song. That's actually really cool. Now you spell it out for. But yeah, this map having some tricky alternating, you got to be on point. Rhythm sense has to be on point for those alternating triangles and those overlapping patterns in the first and the latter half. Well, you can sort of play it more like a modern tech map with all those slider spammy stuff, but the angles can be a little bit off. But I don't think these two teams are going to have any major problem, although I imagine there will be chokes. So a load of people's questions, I think, might need to
hopefully we can get that all sorted. I think the one thing we found with this map is that most people don't tend to miss on what people would almost look at as being the harder section with the sliders in the second half. It actually plays super comfortable, and given that all the sliders are tickless, meaning that you don't have to hit the full slider just to actually get the combo for it, you don't see that many breaks. If they actually have the slider ticks in there requiring you to follow the full slider, I think we'd find a lot more misses in that section.
Oh god, yeah. That'd make the map a lot harder.
I mean, it's already 4.7 stars. I mean, it's an easy map, right? 4.7 stars in a World Cup pool? Must be easy.
4-star map, by the way.
Which pool was it last year? There was the Kirby mix. Was it Grand Finals hidden map? That was like 4 stars in the Grand Finals pool. Or was it the one before it?
There was Switched on Lotus, wasn't there? In Nomod, yeah. And that map's like... Is that 4-star?
I think it's high 4-star, yeah.
Jeez.
I remember looking at it and looking at this map pool of sort of high 6-star, 7-star maps, and then it's like 4 stars. And you're like, oh, okay. But when you see a 4-star map, like in amongst 7-star maps, you just know what's going to happen.
Alright, looks like we're just about set up. We have our squad. Muha coming back in after playing the early maps. GF, MRT, and Sheen and Enrico coming in for this one. Seeing the return of Flask, one of the mainstays of the Taiwanese roster here.
Well, there's a very well-known emo, which we can just see Camo put in chat.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. The next map, Technical Nomod. Picked by France. The Nero also returns, actually. Sorry, Nero. The Nero, yeah.
The Nero.
Well, he is the Nero. There's only one Nero.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. Pretty straightforward start then to this map, and it'll pick up fairly soon into this slider triple overlapping patterns. Wonder if we'll see any early break. Oh wow, that is a very, very early break. Not a break you would expect to ever really see, but hopefully being early won't make too much of a difference.
The harder parts of the map are to come. I think it was just a case of adjusting to the start. Muha was a bit slow on that.
We see a more significant break from Shield as he misaims one of the overlaps. Gets a couple of 50s as well. His accuracy's dropped down to 96, matching that now with Muha. 1 SS on both sides, but Flask breaks as I mentioned it, and that's a big one.
That is a big one. That's on a neutral part of the map. That was a bit of a choke there from Flask, and that's giving the lead to France here. But here comes the slider spam section at the bottom of the screen. Another harder part.
Once you get mentioned about that the notes are all in the lower half, you can't unsee it, and it's a really cool part. As I said, I find this easy to combo, and everyone holding so far. And everyone gets through. But it's France putting away thanks to their 3 full combos on Poon, Musty, and Nero. This core roster for France doing work this match.
They really are putting in work. They needed to step up, and they are. Not a lot left. They choke here. They basically just turn the computer off.
Another full combo for Poon. Making him 5 for 5. And another point for France. They're on match point. And as it goes, if they get this next point and they win the match, they have a good chance of making it out of the groups.
This is pretty crazy. It is Taiwan's pick, though, next. But it is all that France needed. All they're hoping for. Poor Flask, man. That one miss on an easy part. That's just so unfortunate. It happens to the best of us. And it's happened to Flask this time. That's so unfortunate, man.
And the slider break from Shield as well, not doing Taiwan any favors. But it's so easy to break on those patterns. Happens to the best of them. And I would be more intimidated by Taiwan's pick here, but normally when they're in trouble or coming to the end of the match, Taiwan have been opting for No Mod 1 Nano Dreamcatcher, and that map's already been played, and France won it.
So they haven't got that. They need plan B. That's crazy. If France win this, then this group is blown wide open. That means I think any of the top 3 could potentially drop the ball, assuming that happens. But of course, it's not over yet. Taiwan have the ability to turn this one around. But as it stands, Group F is turning into something, dude.
I think the interesting thing is that Hong Kong actually are pretty safe. I think Hong Kong have actually qualified because they have a good win-loss in terms of the matches they've played. In terms of, so they've won 5 more maps than they've lost. If France beat Taiwan, let's say they beat them 5-1, this means that Taiwan has a 2-map advantage, and France has a 1-map advantage, meaning that they have to beat Mexico 5-1 in order to progress. If they beat them 5-0, they just qualify straight out. If they beat them 5-1, I don't know who progresses. Is it the winner of this match? And if it's France, it means that Taiwan doesn't make it out of groups?
If Taiwan lose, they lose 5 maps, so they'll be on 9 maps lost. Hong Kong are on 8 maps lost. And I think if France 5-0 Mexico, that means Taiwan go out, Hong Kong or France progress. I mean, we're saying this early, this match is not over yet. But this group has been blown wide open. Can't help but speculate. But I mean, Taiwan still have every single chance here to get through.
This is going to come down to the wire. I've got that feeling. I mean, we have the one match later, the France-Mexico match, and given the outcome of this, that could be the match to keep an eye on later.
Yeah, let's get back to this. I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself. They are still picking. Taiwan are thinking this one through.
It's just too exciting, man. It's just too exciting. Here it comes, the pick from the Taiwanese side. It is solar, it is hidden, and a map that I wouldn't say is really favored for either team. I think they're just running out. I'm surprised Taiwan haven't taken the free mod maps. I honestly think with their, as you said, they have a very versatile roster, and the variation of mods that they could have used, I would have thought it would have been in their favor here. But they're going to go for hidden.
Yeah, fairly tricky hidden pick. Lots of stacked kick slider patterns all the way through this 2-minute or so map. Quite standard though. The hidden players are going to be just at home of this. But it can be a tricky one for the non-hidden. Some of those stacks can be quite tricky to read. The rosters appear to be in. We're seeing Dazzlewind come in for this one.
Is this his first appearance in this match?
It's time for him to step it up. He is in for this.
Yeah, this point means quite a lot. They're trusting in Dazzlewind.
Unchanged, I think.
Yeah, the same. Seen this roster a lot of times actually during this match. Muha seems to be a good addition to the French roster. He's performed very well.
This time, match point for France. Or can Taiwan bring this back? This is their pick, and they fought it through.
Very early act drops from Nero. Flask as well drops under that 99%, where everyone else adjusting very comfortably. Ooh, identical breaks from Muha and GFMRT, cancelling each other out.
The Axe saving France just by a whisker, but that's barely nothing. Oh, but there goes Nero as well. 2 FCs to 3 in favour of Taiwan here as we enter the slightly more intense part here.
Taiwan with the full combo advantage. But the accuracy on GF MRT is keeping that score gap fairly close. Muhar is recovering slightly. Still a double S on Poon and Dazzlewind, the player stepping in for this map, showing that he well deserved the spot.
Put me in, coach.
I'm ready. The stream sections, everybody making it through so far.
Oh, this is looking tense. It's still as you were. BFCs to 2. The breaks are bringing it back. Everyone's done that harder section. Solid stuff from everyone in the room. But I think this one might be going to Taiwan. And that is going to be heartbreak for France if Taiwan finishes off, and it looks like they will.
I think qualification for France now is very hard. They have to beat Mexico. Well, if they win this match, let's start with that. If they win the next pick, they then have to beat Mexico 5-0 in order to qualify out of the group stage. The pressure it's 100% on now. This is really their last chance.
His accuracies, though, we see 2 SSs from the Poon, no surprise there, and Dazzlewind. Dazzlewind stepping in like a champ, getting the point for his team with an excellent performance, and that is hard to do, especially in a matchup like this. You just step in for one map and show no fear.
7 out of 8 of the players getting 99%. GF MRT almost there, 98.73, but all around good stuff. But it is Taiwan's point. But now France's pick.
It is do or die now. This is last chance saloon. France can't lose another map. If they lose a map now, they are out regardless.
And the pick's going to be DT1, Hokiboshi.
They would be saying, wouldn't we? They like the DT. They like the DT in the group stages here, and they are going to be chancing it here.
Given the performance earlier on the DT map, this could be a very good pick for France. But given that performance from Taiwan, this is do or die for France, I believe. We're just getting a double checks in the back, so if anything is different, we will obviously let you know. But bless RNG for France.
Here we go. And they're holding it together, it looks like. Just about.
Oh my god. France! That is heartbreak.
Well, that's it for France's hopes of progression.
Shield missed! He missed the last note!
Oh, wow. It's not enough, though. It might have been a bit of a choke, but it's not going to matter.
26,000 points will knock France out of the World Cup.
Yep. Taiwan will seal their progression with that point. That guarantees they will go through. And at the very least, in one of the top 2 spots. Because France can't break into that now on maps lost. Yep. This can potentially put Hong Kong, the unseeded team, let's not forget, top of Group F, which considering this group was the group of death, that's insane, even for Hong Kong.
Kick some ass.
Next pick then for Taiwan. As we can see from the players, are Brest or politely leave.
Yes.
We are respectable gentlemen here on the cast. We are 2 lovely British chaps, and we are never going to utter inappropriate words on this live stream.
Indeed. You don't say, like, butts on this channel.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh. Sorry, I mean rear ends.
Thank you.
Actually, another point as well on the Hong Kong. This is actually the 2nd year in a row they've topped the group. If Taiwan finished 2nd, it would be the 2nd time in a row, which is actually insane.
Definitely the most underrated roster, I think.
True.
On paper.
I think last year, though, they were low seed as opposed to unseed. Of course, that depends on results, but it's a possibility we could see them top the group again.
So then this is the final pick of this match before we go into the tiebreaker. If France win this, Hong Kong top the group. If Taiwan win this, and then France still win, I believe Taiwan still top the group on maps 1, as they'll have 14 maps 1 total to Hong Kong's 13.
Yeah, it's looking like if France win this, that should put Hong Kong top of the group. But if Taiwan get this next point, I think they're first. But we'll see. Here it goes. France may be out, but they have plenty of time to make a mark on this tournament. They are not out done yet in terms of that.
We're seeing 4 mods for France. No no-mod players. 3 hard rocks and 1 hidden. Where Taiwan taking 1 no-mod, 1 hidden, and 2 hidden hard rocks. So in terms of the mod advantage, I think it's pretty even given the double mods for 2 players for Taiwan. Can't do the maths quick enough to know who would have a lead here on an 8-way FC.
At the moment, the accuracy is putting Taiwan ahead of the guard. Ryzen with a few act drops, but he's still holding his combo.
Yeah, the 2 less than 99% on Ryzen and Poon are really bringing that French score down. You see Taiwan already having about a 70,000 point lead. Go into the short break in the midsection. Time for a bit of free combo. Zayn misses! How do you miss? Oh, Zayn, that's so painful. Just as the slow selection starts, and this will slowly but surely put France back in front.
Yeah, they're in a good spot now to help Hong Kong on the way. Just the end to go though, but it's still mighty close.
Oh, break from Poon! Break from Poon! Break from Flask!
Oh, okay.
So he manages to They're still fine, and it means that France are well on their way to winning this map and the match. And they will indeed. Only a slither left, enough points in their bank, and this means that France will beat Taiwan 5-3, but they will not progress out of the group stages. Taiwan will, but they will not be first. The top seed of Group F will go through second, while the unseeded team of Hong Kong will top the group.
Jesus. Oh, a slider is a slider break from the pool. That's really unfortunate. Solid act from him though. But his FC streak is broken on the last map, but he got the job. They will take that point, and they will take the win against the top seed team. So, hey, even though France might not have made it into the next round, they have beaten a very strong opponent in Taiwan, and that was a Herculean attempt, considering the way Taiwan have been playing. That was rather something special there from France, but it's just not enough for them.
I believe then that means that Taiwan will progress and be up against South Korea in the elimination.
That's a rematch of more than one OSU World Cup final, I'm pretty sure.
And then Hong Kong will face up against Brazil, the scary top seed of a group. C. That's the one. Yeah, I mean, that Hong Kong roster is scary. By no means, because they're unseeded, do you ever say that they just instantly, by default, lose to Brazil. I don't think any team that tops a group that has Taiwan in it can ever be, given an instant loss.
Like the way Hong Kong have been playing, I think even on the next pool, if the progression of difficulty goes similar to how it's been in the past, they'll be perfectly capable in the next round. And I think Brazil look a bit vulnerable right now. They're good, but I think Hong Kong can definitely take them all away. So that should be a good match to watch. And that Taiwan versus South Korea, I don't think we need to really say much about that match. Is a banger, if I do say so myself.
Well, that's it from us now, I believe. That was... What a match. Really happy to have been given the chance to commentate on this one. In a very interesting group.
Yeah, the match was great. Well played to both teams. What a show. What a show. But now we're not done, because the next match coming up will be, I believe, Argentina and Australia, I believe. Casted by two lovely people who will be here in a moment.
It's Czech Republic versus China.
Oh, sorry. Czech Republic and China. That's also a really good match, actually. That one actually will help decide Group A as well.
Which is your group.
Yep. Both teams are on 1 win, 1 loss. But we'll let the fine folks talk about that.
So thanks for joining us, everybody, and we'll see you shortly for the next match.
Take care, people.
Alright, hello everyone. We're about to see some great matches right now. As Doomsday just informed us, China versus Czech Republic right now, about to pretty much decide the likely second seed of that group. So this is a fairly important match. I'm Azer. Today I'm going to be casting with Bistro. How are you, my man?
Yo, I'm doing great. It's a little bit early in the morning for me, so I apologize if my if my voice is a little bit gone, but I'm feeling great. I can't wait to see this match. This is definitely going to be a good one.
It's okay, dude. Shoutouts to all the morning gamers up. 9 a.m. warriors.
Oh my goodness. That last match with France was insane. It was really close, honestly.
Yeah,
I actually feel so bad.
the implications of every single map in that game was so huge. It must have been so nervous for all players involved to play. Just like knowing that a single map can basically determine the outcome between the three teams still in that group.
So, exactly. It's just such an unfortunate thing for France, though, because this is, again, another time that they lose in the group stage for OWC. They're already knocked out, and that's what really, really sucks, especially because I know Kun personally as one of my good friends. This must be such a crushing feeling to him, especially saying with all the work that he's put into to the French team. It's... It sucks, man.
Yeah, he played so well too, but you know, Taiwan are just too good. It's really unfortunate for pretty much any high seed and top seed team to get Hong Kong in their group. Because yeah, Hong Kong is not exactly an unseeded team, even though they are an unseeded team. They have shown time and time again that they play much better than that. I think we saw Chaos Lits get 5 SSs in a single game. 5 of them.
How did I not hear of this? That's insane.
We'll be moving on to the warm-ups. Both of these teams, regardless of the implications of this group, right? As we've mentioned, this is a very important match for both of these because whoever wins is moving on to round of 16. Very likely as the second place. It's not maybe confirmed that it's the second place. There's still Australia at the top of this group, and they have stopped both of their matches. Both of these teams still have, I think they both feel like they have a lot to prove. China, of course, being a bit of a historically top-tier team, a lot of finals appearances over the past couple of years, but you know, they are lacking a few of the players that they used to get there in the first place, so they're still trying to prove that they're good enough to get back there. First things first for them, though, is that they do have to win this match. And same goes for Czech Republic. This is actually, I believe, their first ever appearance in the World Cup. If not the first in like the last 5 years or something like that. It's pretty ridiculous. So all of these players just want to, you know, get their names out there and prove that they deserve to be here.
Exactly, I agree. Especially with Czech Republic, I do believe this actually is their first time playing in OWC ever. I don't remember or recognize the name from the past OWC, but wow, I'm sure Czech Republic really has that fire burning inside them to really set a name for themselves here.
And if we go off of the previous results of the group, I think this map should very slightly favor China. Just going off of the fact that they were able to take 2 points off of the UK. Sorry, I did say Australia earlier. I didn't mean the UK. My apologies. UK is the team that is currently topping this group.
United Kingdom, one of the best teams in OSA World Cup, actually. So knocking out 2 points off of them is definitely a huge achievement.
Currently just waiting for the players to get situated in the lock, ready up, get the warm-ups underway. How do you think this match is going to go, Beast?
Well, if I were to just put in my predictions now, I would, as much as I would hope for Czech Republic to really perform, just based off of the raw history with China, I really believe China is going to take this one. Maybe at a 5-2, 5-3 is what I'm believing, because I still have that hope for Czech Republic. It's just one of those things where it's like having a new contender in the OWC. I would really like to see them perform well, but like I said, just with China's history of just being a top level team, I just don't think I just think it just goes in favor for them.
Yeah, I think I kind of have to agree with you there. But anything can still happen. I think, regardless of what we think is going to happen, this is still going to be an extremely close game and a very important one at that.
Exactly. This is OWC, group stages, mind you. So really anything can happen. Because it is group stage, most of the maps here are actually fairly easy for most of the top players in this lobby. I mean, the map will only levels around for like 5 stars, which for most top players isn't really that hard. So this is basically the area that we can see the most amount of upsets. So anything can happen.
I'm not sure which team picked this warm-up, but it looks like they really wanted some aim warm-up, this being a fairly aim-heavy map.
What's interesting with most of the players choosing for no mod is Swati, who is a hidden main, chooses to go with hidden as per usual. It's just his comfort zone. You can see most players are actually trying to play towards their own skill sets. So Swati warming up his hidden skills, his reading, his overall skills just in the match. It's great to see players taking this tournament very seriously.
It is fair to say, though, the Czech Republic against UK did ban Crush. I don't know how confident they are on this kind of like hidden reading. Okay, a lot of breaks there.
Reggie also breaking his combo. That was the last full combo on this map. It is just a warm up though, so.
I have to say it's pretty nice to see some of the older Chinese players still show up after all this time. Like I've been around for quite a while now, and there are not a few. There's not a lot of players that have been a constant every time, or at least have like shown up over the years. But Extreme and GGBY here have, I think, like 4 or 5 appearances in OWC in the past. Like they have shown up huge.
Yeah, that's dedication right there.
Of course, there's also Matsumoto, Reyes, Disan, and Chris that are pretty much in the same boat. Several appearances in the past.
I guess if you were to really like think about it, it's probably just because of those China's amazing performances in their previous OWC matches. I mean, back in 2015 and 2016, China actually got 2nd place, so close to victory. They just couldn't close it out. Maybe they still have that drive, thinking that they can still do it, and I believe in them.
Which, by the way, if you guys are a little bit newer to the game and you have not seen the finals of that OWC, it is a treat. That time where USA played China in the grand finals in 2015 was probably the most exciting game there's ever been in the OS World Cup, in my opinion.
That was with the tiebreaker on Furioso Melodia, right?
Yes.
That was quite the match.
Yeah, that was a great time. Also, yeah, it is worth saying Rustbell is not playing for China.
Unfortunate. I'm sure most of us know Rustbell to be one of the most consistent players, or one of the best tournament players that we've seen in a while. So it's pretty sad that he didn't make his appearance for China this year. But I have high hopes for them, nonetheless. Yeah,
I will shamefully say that the staff team at the World Cup successfully trolled me and many others into thinking the Westball was playing this year because he was on the sheet for some time. I still hate them for that. Yeah, false hope, man. I really wanted to see Westball play. Yeah, check with the Crush ban. They did ban this before, so it's not very surprising. China, on the other hand, have only banned no mods so far. Previously banned Ray White Terrorism and Indifference, but now they will be opting for a Clock Strike. Pretty interesting. Usually when those teams ban that map, it's an indication that they're not very confident in their accuracy, since that map mostly just boils down to an accuracy battle. Not a lot of people are going to Myth. So I think China seems to be a little bit scared of Czech Republic's accuracy.
It could also just be a whole consistency factor and confidence, especially when choosing bans. You really have to think of it in both ways, of what your team is capable of and also what the opposing team excels at. You should really direct your bans based off of that, so that could be a factor.
That's particularly interesting because Czech Republic have not played Clock Strikes yet at all. So this is just usually teams will adapt and kind of just switch their bans around depending on what the opposing team has played before. But it looks like China will not be opting to do that. I guess they're really not confident. They will be first picking Sola though.
About the map itself, it's a relatively straightforward map. One of the more standard hidden picks, mainly attests to accuracy with its stream sections toward the end and its jump section more towards the beginning. But relatively straightforward, like I said, pretty standard map. I can't imagine most players struggling on this, but I've seen in the past on previous matches, sometimes it gets pretty close on this map. So, can't wait to see it.
Yeah, this seems to be a pretty comfortable map for most of these players. It's one of the most commonly picked maps, and also one of the least banned. It's only been banned 3 times so far. And here it is. First map of Czech Republic versus China, guys. Again, this will determine whoever moves on from this group. These teams are currently both second and third in the group, so only one will survive.
Ooh, seeing an early break from Disan. I highly doubt that's really going to affect the outcome that much, though. Normally, early breaks don't really matter that much in tournament settings like this. It's typically later on down the line when combos really start to rise. So, China going to be given a very slight disadvantage because of that combo loss, but it's really the long run that will determine the fate.
Yeah, they still have the point lead based on accuracy, anyway, since that drop was so early. And Daichi also just broke his combo. Avenito as well. Czech seems to be struggling a little bit in this one. And Electro Void. Alright, Swati now the only full combo on the Czech Republic's side. Seems like nerves are getting the best out of these players today. China's still holding pretty strong. Disan's kind of recovered since then, although he does seem to be struggling a little bit with accuracy, but it does not seem to be mattering too much as Crystal's still holding an SS.
I mean, if you were to really put yourself into the Czech Republic's mindset and just their mentality with this, they know that the stakes are high. They know that they need to win this match if they want to advance on into the round of 16. So I can understand that the nerves would get to them, but they need to pull this together if they want any chance of actually making it through, because right now, it's not looking too good for them.
It's also worth noting, like I said, the first map of a match is usually the one where nerves get you the most. Omen actually will be the first break on China's side, but at this point, China basically has a 1 million point lead. Won't be mattering too. Crystal did break his SS, sadly. Still a great play, though. Yeah, that will be a very decisive first map victory by China. Seems like they're very confident in this pick, winning this one by 1.3 million points.
That was a huge lead. S ranks across the board for China as well. Unfortunately, on Czech Republic, just struggling to maintain that combo to hold on through. But like I said, could be, like you said, it could be the nerves. It could be just their general mentality for the first map. Nerves are really setting in for the first one. But over time, as they get used to that pressure, we could see more consistent performances later on in the match.
Looks like the Czech Republic is very fast to reply with their first pick as well. Will be Ray White Turf. Pretty standard alternating map.
What's really nice about this map is that its difficulty is fairly consistent throughout the entire thing. So really, you can see breaks from anywhere. I mean, there's only one section that's pretty slow, and that's more towards the end of the map. But overall, really consistent map in terms of difficulty. We could really see players trip up anywhere. Speaking off of a previous note from a last match I was casting with Chippy, he actually brought up a great point for this map, which is actually a problem that we've seen that most players tend to have. It's mainly just players tend to focus way too much on the alternating section, because this is a, 280 BPM map? So on paper, it sounds like it's a really fast map, but because it's alternating, they're more 140 beats per minute streams, consistent throughout the map. But players tend to focus a lot more on the alternating sections rather than on the sliders. So we could see a lot of slider break chokes from either side of the team if they're not careful.
It also looks like China will be changing up their roster a little bit for this one. Last time they played this, they had Disan instead of Matsumoto. So we'll see how he fares with this roster change. Let's see if Czech Republic can get a point back on their own pick after China kind of just styled on them on their pick.
The most amazing part of the map, this beautiful spinner.
You know, this maybe not in this match, but this spinner is actually huge. This spinner matters so much. If in a match where you're expecting everyone to basically just have SS or very high accuracy full combos, that spinner will make the difference in points. We've had practice lobbies where a scorer with 300s actually beat out an SS because of the spinner, so it's pretty important.
It's that spinner bonus that really counts, but for a map like this where its difficulty is fairly consistent, I'm not sure if it's really going to matter that much. I think it's mainly just going to be whoever team has the most amount of breaks is going to fall.
start will be the first one to break his combo. Oh my god, okay! Again, Swati is the only one left with a combo on the Czech Republic side. Everyone missing on the exact same object.
That's both funny and unfortunate at the exact same time. China looking very strong on this map so far, with all 4 players holding full combos. Swati still being the only one to hold a combo on Czech Republic. Their teammates not too far behind, all breaking on the same note, so they're still holding their combos throughout. But as time progresses, China's just leading away with the point difference right now. Ooh!
It's not going to take a miracle for Czech Republic to come back from this one. Even though Domentary did just break, Taichi also just did as well. But the point lead from just beautiful combos to 1 is pretty significant.
Yikes, a Vinto breaking on the one of the easiest part of the more easier sections of the map. And now we just basically have free combo here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like China is going to offer the Czech Republic any chance to come back from this one. Again with another fairly decisive map, Crystal and Matsumoto on their way to FC this one.
Stellar performance from Swati on the Czech Republic side, but their team just couldn't pull it together to really get the score needed to really overtake China. And that point will be going towards China for this one.
Swati actually being the MVP for that one. See, it's because of the spinner. You got 1k more points. I told you. It matters, man. I think if we're going off of China's past games, they're going to be likely to stick to Hard Rock and DT picks here. Maybe we're going to see some Harlequin.
Harlequin would really be a really interesting map pick for this match. It's just most players I've seen in the past, especially for this tournament, seem to struggle mainly with accuracy on that map. Not necessarily All right, looks like we'll be getting into it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's just a spectator issue or if GBY did not load in. Not quite sure yet.
I think we've seen this there it is.
Okay, there we go.
All
Alright, now
players still holding full combos.
Yeah, now that the client caught up, it looks like Czech Republic actually has a slight accuracy lead, mostly thanks to Dangshi's SF. Honestly, pretty impressive. I don't know if we've seen an SS on this so far. A lot of people can get really high accuracy on this, but to not get any hundreds on some of the slider patterns, as he just did, never mind. It's pretty challenging. Bloodbursting will be seeing the first miss, though. The lead will definitely be going back to China's favor now.
We can already see it starting to flicker around.
Oh, that's at a crucial point, too. This is right before the break. Everyone saw that.
That's just going to be a huge confidence boost. Despite their best efforts, Czech Republic is just struggling to even get a single point on the board right now. As they start to see the lead just like build up for China, it can be a really crushing feat.
Mostly just due to accuracy. It's not necessarily hard to combo. This is the one map in the pool where we haven't really seen nearly as high of team accuracies as pretty much every other map. Has a lot of fairly complicated rhythm, and a lot of people are going to drop slider ends on it or just get hundreds where they don't really expect it. It's fairly low BPM streams as well. Not perform on that really well. I think the best we've seen on this so far is like 300s, 400s or something, where we pretty much have been seeing SSs or close to that on every single other map in the pool so far.
I agree with that. Accuracy is definitely going to be the hardest thing to really achieve on a map like this, especially with the overall difficulty being at 10, since it is a hard rock pick. It's going to be interesting to see how players perform on.
Just to give an update to the other match currently going on right now, Italy versus Romania. Romania seems to be leading 2. Never mind, 3-0.
You know, I'm really interested. I'm really intrigued by Czech Republic's lineup for Halo Quinn actually, because of Vials, one of their team members, actually specializes with Hard Rock and stream maps in general. So I'm very intrigued to see why he's actually not on the roster for this pick.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to change things up, as so far it seems like their game plan has not been working so well, seeing as they're down 0-3.
True.
But still not over.
Even just at the start of the map, we can already see huge accuracy drops from both teams. Reggie and Merit XE, their accuracies are just subpar right now, but we're going to see how that affects them for the long term, if they can hold their combo. Deson actually finding an early break. And with that, Czech Republic is going to take the lead.
Yeah, as we've mentioned before, everyone's accuracy across the board right now seems to be a lot lower than everyone. Daichi close to a 99, which is actually excellent on this map.
Kolgar having an accuracy drop on that final cut stream.
Yeah, this is still a very close map right there. 20k points apart. Just any accuracy drop can actually change the game, or if not a miss. It's worth noting that Stream seems to be struggling a little bit with accuracy, as well as Kolgar. They're kind of like tying each other up, but here we go, like last section right now. We'll see what happens. Czech Republic seems to be strengthening their lead a little bit.
The score is still insanely close, less than 100,000 points. Really, anything could throw this either way, whether an accuracy drop or a miss.
Yeah, any miss right now, I'm curious to see if anyone's gonna miss the last stream on this. It's a little bit more spaced. Crystal will miss the stream. It looks like Czech Republic will be taking their first point in this match.
There it is. 1 point on the board for Czech Republic.
Yeah, it must feel good to at least put a point on the board right now and get some confidence back. But now they have to face China's pick.
It's definitely going to be an upward battle for Czech Republic. China still leading by 2 points, but this is probably one of their most important matches that they're going to have in OWC, because if they don't manage to take this, they're probably not going to move on to from group. The stakes are high for Czech Republic, and they really need to start performing out of their mind right now if they want any chance of really making it. We can actually see it with players' comments in the chat. These players are really feeling the pressure on them.
I think China's going to be going with DT2 here. I think they... Versus the UK was their second pick. It was pretty early on in their game plan. And they've shown that they're really good on the other DT map.
So we're currently waiting on China's next pick. It's actually really interesting to see what what they're going to try to go for. Like you mentioned, DT would honestly be a very good option for them, but really, as the game progresses, your options for picks really just start to dwindle down, so it'll be really interesting to see what they choose next.
Yeah, there it is. Will be the other DT pick. Fairly old map. I think a lot of the older DT players are going to be very comfortable in this. And if China do nearly as good as they did during the other DT pick, this should be a pretty solid map for them.
Czech Republic probably assumed this was probably going to happen. I mean, China's team, their general roster has just been known for being really good in terms of high-speed plays and just DT maps in general. So, assuming that Czech Republic did their research, I'm hoping that they're going to be prepared for this one.
Just a reminder that there are currently ongoing matches alongside this one, and some that are going to be starting very. There's currently Romania versus Italy being played. Romania just now being 3-1 in the lead. Italy winning their first map right now. As well as Netherlands and Austria being underway, which is, in my opinion, the most important match out of probably the entire groups, because I think Netherlands is probably the strongest low seed there is. And it's very similarly to this match. They're kind of just fighting for their lives here, fighting for second seed. And in 15 minutes, we will be also casting Finland versus Norway, about to start underway soon.
I'm actually really excited for that match, Finland versus Norway. There's a lot of players in there that I'm really interested to see, so. But enough of that. We're going to start getting into this map right here, DT2 of the map pool. So overall for this map, it's pretty standard. All right, just your average DT map. A couple of bursts, couple of streams, as per usual. In general, it's rocking around 215 beats per minute, so players who are uncomfortable around that BPM are probably going to struggle, obviously, but...
I think I've never heard someone honestly refer to it as beats per minute, like the full description. Respect.
Just in case there's any new gamers out there who aren't really familiar with that term.
Looks like the bursting has an early miss going on here, going to be giving China a small point.
So far, all team members doing fairly well. Blood bursting being the only break on the Czech Republic side, giving China that early lead. But if Czech Republic can just hold on through, and China makes one crucial mistake, they could be able to retake the lead just based off of combo.
After their strong showing on the other DT pick, I honestly don't see China backing down here. They've shown to be very consistent at these. Deson in particular are actually just usually a player who you'll find that on a lot of similar maps to these, they'll just have a solid number one with the HDT with very good, one of the older names out there.
Ooh, blood bursting, breaking along with Deson. That's going to be a combo reset for both of those players.
Damn it. Why did I have to say something?
Really, any break now could really determine it in the last quarter of the map. China is still leading by 200,000 points. Is there really enough time for Czech Republic to come back? If they make a mistake. Because right now, they seem like they're playing flawlessly.
There's only a very small amount of the map left. I don't think there's much time. It doesn't look like any of the other members on China want to miss. So that will be, even though that's 3 full combos to 3, that will still be a pretty solid 190k point lead for China. 4-1 now, match point. They are looking straight at the round of 16.
Czech Republic sees that. They see the point lead that China has, and I just can't imagine what's going through their minds right now. This is their first entrance into OWC, their first time playing in OWC, so to go down like this would be crushing.
Yeah, although to be fair, the first time teams show up to OWC, they are not really expected to do that well. So with that in mind, Czech Republic's they've been doing better than expected, I would say.
Yeah, a point on the board. It's better than nothing, but for a first time contender, definitely impressive, especially against a team like China.
Yes. All right, Czech Republic going with Indifferences. Personal favorite of mine.
Indifferences. That's the map by Mirror, correct?
Yes.
Very unique map for the map pool. Actually, coming in at around 4 stars, so technically speaking, in raw numbers, one of the easier maps of the map pool. But if you were to just look at it for just numbers alone, that will very quickly throw you off, as this is one of those more technical, weird pattern-heavy maps. It's a map that you don't normally see in the other picks, because it tends to have patterns that are unique just to that map alone, with its triples and sliders, and because of the overlaps, it just makes it a pretty hard map to read overall.
Yeah, a lot of overlaps, a lot of fairly tricky rhythm to play. It's one of those maps that require a fair amount of practice.
Preparation, just whichever team has really practiced it enough.
All right, after a wonderful little remix from the client here, we will be getting into Indifferences. China on match point, and Czech Republic, their backs against the wall right now. They have to win this one or else they're out. Sorry, I spoiled it. This is actually a leaked feature of the Laser client. It will be able to remix songs live on this. It's like Daichi and D-Sound struggling a little bit at the start of this. Kind of struggling on those overlaps there. Daichi, both of them actually have missed like 3 or 4 times there.
What's going to be interesting is on Daichi's side in specific. Assuming he doesn't even have the leaderboards enabled right now, that miss on his side could really just damage his mentality by a lot, knowing that their backs are up against the wall, knowing that they need to win this point. That miss could really throw him off. He needs to start performing.
Yeah, another miss on the Czech side, though. That's not so good. Seems like everyone else has stabilized and recovered, though. But China do have the point lead right now.
Having that point lead, even after the halfway point of the map, that's definitely going to start to solidify their place.
And it is growing and growing as their combos get higher. Czech Republic needs a break from China here if they want to survive. If not, China's going to move on. Doesn't look like that's going to happen, though. China's showing a pretty strong performance on this. 3FC, they will be moving on. from the group stages. It's worth noting Czech Republic did have a wonderful showing as their first time, but this will be the last map we see of them in this World Cup.
Great performances from either side. China will be taking this group stage match, their third map, I believe. And that was their third match in the OSU World Cup, and they will be moving on from the group stage into the round of 16. Czech Republic, unfortunately, this is their first time playing OWC, but it seems like their time has come to a halt. A very good attempt from them, especially for the first time playing, knocking off a couple points, but I guess better luck next year.
Alright, just to give a small update on the other matches currently going on, Italy versus Romania is currently 2-3 in the favor of Romania, and Austria versus Netherlands is 1-1. Although I believe for us, we will be showing you guys Finland versus Norway in a short while here, about 5 minutes or so. Also a fairly important match. Finland are not out yet, even though they have lost their previous match, but if they somehow happen to beat Norway and Argentina, they can still move on from the groups. Alright, it looks like the players are now ready to go in the lobby.
match starts to get underway, I'm really thinking the picks. It's
aina kiinni mun nupis ja mulla on teeli.
Just to fill in some time, I think it's good to talk about the team history actually. With Finland, unfortunately last year in OWC 2017 they were eliminated in groups, but they're hoping to make a change for this one, because if they do win this one, I do believe they actually make it out of groups. Am I correct on that, Azer?
Not quite yet, but they're very likely to.
Okay.
There's still Argentina that they would have to defeat, I believe.
So they're gradually making their way up there. But for Finland specifically, Yanaro is actually his second year in a row as captain for Finland. As in comparison for last year, it seems that they made a lot of roster changes. Actually, 4 players getting replaced and incoming, as a lot of players just switched things up. Finland probably had that idea of, wow, maybe last year since we dropped out in groups, we needed to really change things up to really flip over a new coin, a new face, and maybe try something new to really see if they could get a little bit farther in OWC. So the roster changes, I'm really interested to see how that really lays out for them in this match.
Yeah, just give a small update on the things that are currently going on. They are actually playing warm-up right now, but it looks like the client is having a little bit of technical issues into grabbing the map. I'll also mention that, again, the other 2 matches that are currently ongoing, Italy versus Romania, might go to tiebreaker. It looks like Italy is currently 3-4 against Romania, as well as Netherlands and Austria. Netherlands leading with 3-2, as well as Poland and Denmark starting soon. It looks like they have finished the warm-up, though. Unfortunately, we didn't really get to see. So we'll get this match underway. See what these guys have to show for us. What kind of bans we're expecting. I think Finland are probably going to ban Crush against Norway. It would be smart too.
I think that would be expected. Even though Finland does have a few of their own reading players, it seems like Norway is just way too stacked in terms of their own reading ability. So they would probably just be at a net disadvantage. So a ban on Crush would be interesting to see, but it would also make sense.
It looks like they'll be banning Sola, though. The other hidden. So Crush is open. Hopefully we get to hear some Pendulum tunes. Never gets old. Yeah, even GN. GN is excited. Hopefully we get to see GN like style on that map, even though it's pretty easy for him.
I think that's a very strong foreshadow. That's a very strong foreshadow for one of Norway's picks.
One interesting fact worth noting so far, if you look at the ban history for all of these teams, a lot of teams are actually banning different maps every single game, like adapting to their opponent. It's kind of nice because usually, at least historically in OWC, people just kind of have this one ban set in stone and they kind of just stuck with it. Alright, first pick. Oh, this is kind of alright, this is gonna be an interesting one. Like I said earlier, first map of the game usually is the one where you're the most stressed on, and they pick arguably the hardest one that requires really good accuracy, like pretty good reading. It's gonna be Harlequin Hard Rock. Yet again.
You know, what's interesting about this map in specifically, we actually tend to see this map chosen in a lot of other community tournaments. I personally have seen this in multiple map pools of even just Nomad or other Hard Rock pools. So it's very popular in terms of just general difficulty, and it's just perfect for a tournament pooled map in general.
So Finland banning Sola, not Crush. Norway going for the Indifferences ban. Unfortunately, we'll not be seeing that song for another match. It's quite a good song. We'll be getting this underway soon. First pick by Norway is going to be Halo Twin Hard Rock. Fairly popular map as well. I think on Norway side specifically to watch for are going to be Hunter and Cebu on the, I believe.
Hunter in specific, he's actually known for being one of a very, very fast player in general. Just speed just seems to be his strong suit. But one thing that most players tend to forget is that with speed players also comes with a very high, what's it called? Finger control when it comes to alternating. So I could expect to see some stellar performances coming from Hunter.
Yeah, it's worth noting that Norway has a lot of pretty individually unique players, and I think if they move on from the group stages and get to play in the later, harder pools, they'll definitely get to have their moments. But the match is finally underway. Norway with a small accuracy lead at the beginning. I believe it is due to Bolek with an early miss.
Ooh, Mookie dropping his combo on that string there. That's not looking too good for Finland. And because of that, Norway is going to take the point lead.
Kevzy actually holding the highest stack right now. I think putting in the work for the team. Solid like 200 to 300k point lead right now for Norway. Looking into the later half of the map. Everyone seems to have recovered, but we are about to get into one of the harder parts. See if anything changes.
Ooh, Mookie with that unfortunate slider break. Because of that, Norway is just going to start gaining a huge lead over Finland, unless something changes on Norway's side. Actually, Afro I didn't even realize he also just broke his combo. That might actually just reset things.
They did as well, so this seems to be in the bag for Norway. Not much Finland can really do to take this one back here. Yeah, that will be Norway's win by about 600k. Pretty convincing for their first pick. Let's see what Finland has to reply to this.
Cebu, despite choking on the very last stream. But Norway's lead was just way too great. Like 600,000 points, like you said. It's crazy. Very strong first pick for Norway.
Yeah, like I said earlier, the first map is usually the one where you're the most stressed, so looks like Cebu probably fall victim to that at the end. But it didn't really matter, Norway still got it.
Seems like our next pick from Finland is actually going to be Yellow Splash. One of the more consistent maps found in this pool. I mean, we've actually seen a lot of teams actually choose for this map, and it's probably just because of that raw consistency factor. It's fairly straightforward. Not a lot of players tend to struggle on it. It really normally just comes down to an accuracy battle, so
Yeah, I think this is like everyone's safe pick. People are pretty comfortable on this on every country. This is like the best like first pick to do basically. To give it a little update on the other matches currently along, it looks like Romania actually beat out Italy 5-3. Italy, I believe now, is out of the World Cup. And I believe Romania will be moving on. Not too sure. No, never mind. It is way too early in that group. Not many matches have been played. As well as Netherlands versus Austria currently being led 4-2 in favor of the Netherlands, so might see another small upset there, although it is kind of arguable whether it is an upset or not, but by seeding it certainly is. And Poland currently down 0-2 to Denmark. Denmark's showing up huge, it looks like, but we'll get right back in this game. Norway currently leading 1-0 with Finland's Yellow Splash. Let's see if they can answer.
Like I said, Yellow Splash tends to be one of the more consistency based maps. Its patterns don't tend to be that hard, mainly featuring a lot of streams. But because it's so stream heavy, it's really just going to depend on the player's accuracy to really determine who's going to make it out of here. Actually, with me saying that 100 finding an early break, that's going to give the advantage over to Finland for the start.
Sonoda did break at the very beginning, but it was very early on, so it won't matter too much. You're going to see a lot of slider breaks on this map. There's a lot of really fast kick sliders, some of them even reverses. Like, I think it's the most likely source of a break you're going to find. Sonoda finding another one, so Norway's going to have a little bit of a build. They're going to build a little bit of a lead here. GM still with the SS.
What's interesting is the accuracy. Like you mentioned, there are a bunch of kick sliders and just like hard to hit sliders in general, but because this is score v2, it might actually be a little bit harder for them to maintain good accuracy on those sliders.
Yeah, I think most players that are like World Cup caliber can hit all the streams fairly accurately without any issues. It's all up to the fact that a lot of the sliders can have some pretty wonky timing sometimes, and you don't always expect it. And it is score v2. There's slider streams. You're gonna get some hundreds on. Looks like Norway's gonna take that point though by fairly close actually, only about 142k. Solid act by Kevzi, only 200s, as well as Wookie on the other side. Fortunately, it looks like Sonoda's misses kind of cost Finland that point there. So Norway is going to be leading 2-0. Crush. Okay, Crush. Let's see it. Oh, let's see Crush. Oh, never mind. It looks like we're going to be seeing Breast or leave the premises.
PG stream, boys.
Yes, melons or exit the vicinity. On the side as well, Netherlands actually just won against Austria by 12k points. 12k points. That will mean though that Netherlands will be moving on as the second seed in that group, and Austria is out. think what's interesting about these free mods is they are, I think, relatively low in difficulty for a lot of the players that are playing in the World Cup. So people are very commonly over modding this. Specifically, this map in particular. There is actually more HDHRs on this than just hiddens or just hard rock. And it makes a lot of sense because this is the map is 220 BPM AR9, which is a little dense. So hard rock, turning that to AR10, even though it does make everything a little bit hard, it does make it a little bit easier to play.
I agree with that. It really just comes down to what type of skill sets each player really excels in. I mean, if for some of these players, specifically Yanaro and GN, they really do excel in those high note density areas, so they probably will opt for hidden. Except, as I say that, Yanaro goes for no mod, but I
I think the key player here is going to be Yolkspy. Hidden on this is pretty hard. Like I said earlier, it's pretty dense. Although he is extremely good at this kind of thing. So we'll see how it turns out. A lot of hard rocks across the board.
Naro finding a pretty early break on it. Wookie, unfortunately, following suit. Meanwhile, Norway still holding 4 full combos. As soon as I see that, Afro Dafro dropping his combo. But still, Norway still holding 3 full combos. Will take the point lead for the beginning of the map.
Trick is just to not say anything so you don't curse anyone.
Wookie finding another break. It's not looking too good for Finland.
Afro is pretty solidly recovering from his previous break as well, so good lead going in Norway's favor right now. We are now getting into the harder part of the map. We'll definitely see a few misses here and there, and as I say that, Yanaro with the first miss of that section. Afro Dafro to follow suit. Everyone else seems to be holding pretty strong right now. Yanaro with another break. Norway has some really solid accuracy on the board right now. From Under and Yolkspy, they will be taking that point pretty convincingly. 618k in their favor. Be putting the score at 3-0.
Right, some players were just struggling to find that consistent combo to really hold on to. It's just, they just really couldn't do that because of all the break.
Yeah, once you've missed once, it's hard to just stop yourself from missing further.
It's like you lose that focus. Norway still looking really strong for this tournament so far, leading with 3 points to nothing. So far, not too good for Finland. If they really want to start stepping up, now's the time to do so, because they're slowly just going to get more and more pressured against the wall.
Yeah, I think Finland is trying to go for a no mod here. Seeming as all the other mod pools that have been picked so far have not really been going in their favor. Try to pick something a little bit on the easier side. See if Norway chokes. It's kind of hard to pick against a team when you're like down 3 points. Let's see what they can come up with.
Exactly, it's that mentality. They know they're in a really bad situation right now, and they really need to start turning things around. They just don't know how. or which path they want to take in order to do it. Anything could really happen.
Alright, so interestingly enough, the match going on the side right now, Denmark versus Poland, is currently 4-0 in Denmark's favor. We might be seeing a very major upset on the side here.
Poland being OWC 2017's champion. It's very surprising to see Denmark getting such a huge lead over Poland, but anything could happen. It is group stage. We have seen many different upsets in the group stage so far, so we might be seeing another one with Denmark.
Denmark actually being one of the more underrated countries. I feel like they kind of always fly under the radar. There's some really solid players this year as well. I hope we will get to see them shine a lot more if they move on from the group stages. But back to this game, it looks like Finland has picked Great White Terrorism. Pretty standard alternating map. Not sure how it's really going to go. Norway seems to be just holding really strong, honestly. It's kind of hard to do much against that. I believe with this being picked, this is now the most picked map in the entire group stage.
That's actually very interesting with this map being the most picked, because it is more alt styled, and normally we don't really see too many players who favor that playstyle. At least I haven't personally, so very surprising to me.
I spin. It's important. Norway with an 8k point lead from the spinner. It's over, boys. They
Under
win this
spinning
one.
30,000. Very impressive. We did see an early break from Sonoda, but it was towards the beginning of the map, so it wasn't really that big of an issue. They are going to face a point difference because of it, but it's really too early to say.
That it's not really going to matter much. There's only about 20k points behind the other people, but it is enough to make a little bit of a difference. Kemsey with the first break, though, going to be swinging the point lead a little bit back towards Finland sooner or later, but Sonoda missing again, so maybe not.
He's going to reset the combo and reset the score itself. Norway holding on to their lead only by a couple of tens of thousands of points, so really, it's whoever breaks next. That's what's really going to determine it.
Yeah, any breaks moving forward are going to be massive for either team. It's really impactful. Ooh, Sonoda and Dragon Mob. Sonoda again as well. Finland kind of crumbling under the pressure here. Kemsey missing again, but he didn't have much of a combo. Norway still has 3 full combos going strong, and it is building them a point lead right now. They're looking towards a 4-0 on this one.
You can even see the frustration on Sonoda's side. Condor and Dragon Ball breaking on the easy part of the section, easy section of the map as well.
Yeah, that's very unexpected. Hunter is really not happy about that. The cursor shake. Shouldn't matter too much though. Still 2 left to do. And with the point lead Norway's accumulated, as long as Jan and Finland don't break, and even then we're nearing the end of the map, it looks to be another point in Norway's favor. Several breaking.
Oh, I didn't even realize.
I think it is too late though.
Yeah, even though Finland still has 2 FCs, they just won't be able to pull it.
Yeah, the gap is a little bit smaller, but Norway's still going to take that one. 93k. Good showing from GN. Only 300s. Now Norway has this pick.
It's match point and it's their pick. They can really go with anything right now.
And
Finland
we
backs
hit
against
them.
the
Pendulum.
Norway. Are they gonna crush Finland? I'm sorry.
Nice one, dude.
The suspense.
Pendulum crush.
Radio edit.
Yeah, if they're taking that long to pick it, they're probably just hovering over other maps right now, unfortunately.
It's not looking too good. I mean, if we really take a look at it, what other maps could Norway really go for? I mean, they've been looking really strong, so technically speaking, they could really go for anything, but it's just so hard to predict.
Yeah. I mean, just going off the maps. Okay, never mind. It looks like they're going to be picking Hokiboshi.
This is so sad.
It's worth noting that Jian and Shu, we haven't seen Shu today, I believe, but Jian and Shu have played in 5 World or more. I believe it is 5. They are veterans. We have seen them for a very long time. miss. So at least they get a point on the board here. 585k point win for Finland, and then it's their pick. Maybe we get to see reverse sweep. That'd be exciting. I don't think we've seen a tiebreaker yet.
I personally have not seen the tiebreaker yet, and it's a shame because it's just such a great song by Captain, or map by Captain. I would love to see that personally, but Finland, if they want to try to get to that tiebreaker match, they got a huge uphill battle to go with.
Yeah, there's been one match that went to tiebreaker, which was South Korea and Singapore, but I'm not quite sure if it was streamed or.
This is now Finland's pick. Are they gonna go for Crush?
That'd be great of Finland to do, just to go for Crush out of respect. Don't think they will though. That's kind of suicide. I don't think they do that. Going off of last map though, I think they should probably just go with the other DT, considering they just had a pretty solid performance on the first one. It's still open. There's not many maps left for them to go for. There is Clock Strikes, which is mostly just an act battle. Dream Capture, which is pretty random. And you know, there's Crush. Could go for Crush.
I will say, DT, the last DT map in the pool, it'd be very interesting if Finland were to actually pick that, because Norway does have Hundor on their team, who is known for his speed plays in general, and his insanely high accuracy on it. So
yeah, there it is. It's gonna be the other DT map.
there it is.
If you guys are just joining us right now, we are nearing the end of the group stages. We have about 4 to 5 hours of games left. Stream will be up for quite a long time, so you know, if you're looking for something to do, camp and chat a little bit, watch some good quality games. There's actually some pretty good games coming up. I'm not sure if all of them will be streamed, but just a fun scenario. I'm not sure if it's realistic or not. But now that Poland has lost to Denmark, if Poland also loses to Romania, they could go out in groups. Yeah, I'm not sure how realistic that is, but that could be really interesting.
I would be absolutely dumbfounded if that happens. Poland being OWC 2017's champion, I just can't imagine that happening, going from champions to dropping out in groups. I can't fathom.
It's also worth noting that at the end of the group stages, which will be around 20 UTC, we will be showcasing the round of 16 map. All right, begins. Let's see if Finland can have a performance as good as they had last map. They kind of need it right now. Their backs are against the wall. They've got a reverse sweep to do. It's all up to them to just play better right now. Really act lead from Norway side. It's very minor. Looks like Nyanara is a little struggling a little bit. I think he full 100 a stream or something. It's down to 93% at the start of the map. Looks like everyone except for Hunder kind of neutralized their accuracy. Hunder with very high accuracy right now, definitely carrying this score lead that they seem to have with I think only 1 or 2 hundreds so far. Solid for a good 30k point lead. All combos on board still right now.
For now, at least. We'll see what happens in the rest of the map, because it's only a quarter of the way through, or almost the halfway point.
Yeah, there's some pretty uncommon rhythm at the end of this. People can definitely trip up on that. We'll see what happens. Gotta get there first, though. Seems like Nyanaro stabilizes accuracy a little bit as well. Going back up to a more respectable 96. But Norway still with a strong act. Oh, Cebu actually with the first break right in the middle of the map. That's going to be pretty huge, actually. So Finland is going to slowly take this back.
That's actually exactly what Finland needs to actually bring this back right now.
Reverse sweep?
I believe.
I will say if anyone breaks here, a lot of double quad patterns. Not everyone can hit these pretty good, but it looks like all of these players can. All of Finland holding strong. Still have the last part of the map to go, though. Now they've seen they have a chance to get another point.
Even with that break, all those players actually saw that Cebu broke, so Finland, now with that knowledge, probably going to be able to keep their hopes up to really close this gap.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think it's not possible for Norway to come back in this one. At this point in the map, Finland will get a second point on board. Seems like DT's working really good for them. 4-way FCs on both of them. Really strong performance.
3 FCs as well on Norway. It's just that unfortunate choke on Cebu's side that really set the board, that sealed their fate.
I still want to point out Hunder with the 200s on that. That is fantastic.
Stellar performance from Hundor.
Alright, I believe there's only 3 maps left to pick. I'm pretty sure we know what they're going to pick.
Crush!
Come on.
The map pool is slowly getting drained. They're running out of options, dude. They gotta pick it eventually.
Yeah, actually there's 4 maps left. I don't see a better pick for... I've been saying this the entire match, but I don't see a better pick for Norway. Honestly, the Nomad one is... It can be a little bit random. You can kind of just miss on one of the cut streams and then just have like 300k less scores. Clock Strikes also mostly just comes down to an AC battle. I think actually that might be a good pick for Norway considering how good Hunter's accuracy has been. Free Mod 2 is also up. We haven't really talked about that one. Good. Seems like Finland really doesn't want to see Crush.
It'd be interesting to see the second free mod though. It is more like aim heavy, I would say. So I would assume most players would be opting for hidden for that pick if that was to get chosen. But we do have a lot of hidden players on both of these teams. Yanaro, GN.
Taking their sweet time, trying not to get reverse sweeps. Hard decision to do when usually when a match goes this far in and all of the maps that you're comfortable on have been picked. It's very hard to pick the right thing. You know, you kind of just have to decide what you're the least bad on.
It's just one of those things that you have to keep in mind. Now that their picks that they're comfortable with are starting to run out, it's just they have to go with whatever they believe their opponent is going to be worse at in comparison to their team.
Yeah,
but we are going to see Free Mod 2 getting picked. Yume Moborashi.
Close enough.
It's going to be interesting to see the mod picks on either side.
I think Norway. On Norway side, probably going to do, I would say Hunter Hard Rock and GN and Yokespy with hidden. I would say, just a wild guess. On Finland side, not too sure. Looks like they're going to bring back Yupe for this one.
I'd believe that. Jian and Yuppei both being extremely well-rounded hidden players overall, but Finland not falling too far behind. Yanaro also being a huge hidden player, just reading player overall, but also having their fair share of just hidden hard rock players. So I would assume that if they were to opt for hidden, they could do so. But they also have other options. Hard rock is also available, or not all players have to throw on a mod. So if they are comfortable, they could just go with no mod.
You guys are sticking around for a little bit with us. After this match, we will be seeing Italy versus Denmark. And another hour, now that this map is particularly interesting, we will be seeing Romania versus Poland. I'm personally going to be watching that one. I don't know about you, but just for the off chance that Poland might go out and lose. Unlikely scenario, but I mean, they did just lose to Denmark. So at this point,
honestly, I could
it's a little more likely.
I still think it's highly unlikely, but you gotta keep in mind, group stage is the place where you see the most major upsets happen in a tournament. So, there is a small chance that Poland actually could go out.
Rip everyone's pick'ems. Potentially. Alright, looks like this map will be starting. This one's a little bit on the longer side, more of a consistency pick. Looks like I was kind of right on Norway's side because he's also going to be going with the hard rock. I thought we'd be seeing more double mods from Norway's side, but it looks like they're playing a little bit safer here. Finland, not so much, just slap 5 mods on.
Norway opting to go with mods on all 4 of their players. Wookie actually going for a mod tank along with Yuppei. If Wookie and Yuppei actually hold their combo throughout the map, they could be the star players for this map.
Yeah, we'll see if everyone holds until the later part of the map. About like 3/4 of the way, and there's going to be the first like particularly hard part. But any miss before that is very impactful. So these players all just have to hold and, you know, hit the jumps. If not, it's going to be very devastating if they don't. Looks like Norway's going to have the early lead, though, partly due to Finland's double mod players kind of struggling a little bit on their accuracy, looks like. 96% on both of them. I think Yuppei missed at the very beginning. Seems to have like 20 less combo than everyone.
I'm not sure how accurate that is, but so far, in comparison to everyone else, every single player seems to be just performing out of their mind right now with full combos across the board, for the most part.
Yeah, this is still really even. Could go either way, even though the accuracy tends to favor Norway right now. If Finland, if Yuppei and Wookie recover their accuracy, it's going to slowly swing back just from the mod advantage. Worth noting that Sonoda is actually holding really good accuracy too, the highest on the board right now with hard rock. But still not enough to take back the score lead from Norway. Any misses now just from all this free combo, 700 combo, and anything here could be devastating. Looks like everyone's going to hit the streams though.
This is really where the pressure is going to start building though. Everyone still has full combos, and with such a close match right here, match point for Norway, keep in mind, for Finland, the pressure is really on for them to actually hold on to their combos to really save them.
Alright, this is pretty much the hardest part incoming right now. If we're going to see any breaks on this, it's going to be at the end of the section. There are some really tricky to hit double. Just really weird angles that not everybody's going to be familiar with. Let's see if anything happens. Everyone's still holding the top. Right, there it is!
Naro! That might have just sealed their fate.
The dream is dead. The dream is dead right at the end.
Reverse sweep. Gone!
Definitely a valiant effort, though. It could still potentially go in Finland's favor, but I just don't see anyone missing after that part. That's definitely the hardest thing to hit. So if they hit that, very unlikely that they'll miss afterwards. And then they're just slowly building this point lead. It's going really fast, actually. It's already 300k. Kevzy with the miss, though. Maybe 2 more Norway players miss, but doesn't look like it's going to happen. This lead is just, yeah, it's just going. It looks like Sonoda also missed early. 600k now.
The last hope for Finland is really just going to be fails on Norway, but I highly doubt that's going to happen.
There's nothing to fail on here, and there it is. That's going to be Norway with a 5-2 victory over. Very well played to them. Solid 700k points victory at the end there. 100 with only 1200s. Pretty solid stuff. That will be it for this match. I believe Finland still has a match to play later versus Argentina. Yeah. That'll be it for this block, though. I hope you guys enjoyed these matches. We will now be changing the casters a little bit around. I hope you guys can give a warm welcome to Chippy and Doland, I believe. And you guys are going to get to see, I believe, Italy versus Denmark. And then the match after that is going to be Poland and Romania, which is fairly important, as we've mentioned earlier.
I'll actually be definitely sticking around for that for this actually upcoming match with Denmark, because with that huge upset that they made against Poland, I'm really interested to see how they're going to perform for the rest of the group stage. Anyways, that's going to be it for me and Azer. Thank you guys so much for watching our segment. We'll be moving on to the next one. We'll see you guys for the rest of it.